essence of this testimony so far appears to be striking that balance between not risking an overheating of the economy, but then taking note of the below-target inflation. I just wonder, Kirk, does 3 hikes do that this year?
Oh, I think 3 hikes does that this year. I don't see that much inflation in the economy. 70% of costs for companies are wages, and I just don't see wages going up all that much. I know that there's a lot of talk about pressure, but I think until we really see that, I'm not too concerned about inflation. I think it's going to come in right around 2%.
It doesn't make sense for him to come out today, Lisa, and tee us up for a 4th hike before we've had any data through 2018 whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever.
No, the market-moving things that he could say is if he talks about asset prices, how concerned he is about them. If he talks about wanting to have more ammunition to lower rates in the next downturn, or if he talks about being, sort of getting to the normal rate faster for whatever reason. Those are some of the more sort of market-moving things he could say. And, the question is, because he is plain-spoken, because he doesn't beat around the bush too much, could he potentially slip and indicate, one of these things?
Do you remember Chair Yellen's, one of her first news conferences, when she was asked what is a considerable time? And she sat there floundering and then gave an answer.
And then gave an answer,
she
which
learned
was
pretty quickly
absolutely the wrong thing to do.
She learned pretty quickly never to give answers. I've read a whole host of research about whether the Federal Reserve is behind the curve. To be honest, I've heard that for the last 5 years, Binky. They're behind the curve, and inflation's still below target.
Right. And so I think, very important thing to keep in mind is that if you look at inflation, core PCE inflation, it's been in a very, very, very narrow range for the last 23 years, since 1995. Through this, 23-year period, we've had 3 business cycles. We've had oil prices go from $20 to $160 and almost all the way back.
Can I ask you a
question?
question?
The dollar go up 50%, come back.
Do you think that the market will respond if he says anything about productivity?
Productivity tends to be a very slow-moving variable.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a market-moving issue.
It's difficult to take a very strong view about what it's going to do tomorrow.
All right, fair enough.